Hello, third and fourth graders. It is Wednesday, and I have to apologize. I've got a lot of noise going on outside my house this morning. They are roofing the house next to me, and let me tell you, it is super loud. But today, what we're going to be working on is day 3. Now, I've had a lot of questions about this. You guys need to read every article, okay? So every day you read every article, and this was going to be a really fun one. This is actually going to be a virtual field trip of the Revolutionary War, which is what we talked about yesterday. See, I was thinking ahead, guys. You should be proud of me. Alrighty. So you're going to definitely want to watch the video. You're going to want to do some of the activities. The only ones that you are required to do are the ones that I assign, but I would really love it if you would do some of the other ones. There's some fun games. There's often puzzles and all kinds of fun things that you can do. You need to watch all the videos. You need to do read all the articles, okay? So just to remind everybody that that's what we're going to do every single day. Now, we're also going to be talking about how we're going to accomplish our articles and how we're going to accomplish the activities that I assigned you. So for today, for Wednesday, I assigned you guys to do the activities for this one. We're still here. And the activity for this one for cats and dogs, okay? But you still need to do this one and this one, the Domino Designer. Please make sure that you're reading the articles. You do not have to do the activities, but you do need to do the articles. But some of those activities are quite fun. All right, so we're going to be talking about this article right here, the We're Still Here article. And this article is about otters, okay? So, and especially about how they're endangered. And aren't they cute? They are a mammal that live in rivers, in freshwater rivers. I'm going to give you a little bit of background about why otters are so endangered. Back in the late 1700s and early 1800s, when the country was brand new and there weren't people that were living out west, besides the Native Americans, it got to be very fashionable in England to wear fur hats. And I'm going to show you a picture of a fur hat. Let me see. Oh, not that one. This one. Okay. This is an example of an beaver skin hat. And the people in England loved these hats because beaver skin has a natural oil in it that keeps water out. And so the men could wear these hats. And when it would rain, which it does a lot in Britain and in England, they could wear these hats and they wouldn't get their heads wet. Well, in England, they hunted every otter and every beaver into extinction. There are no beavers and otters anymore in England. So they turned to the United States to find fur. And so fur prices became very, very expensive. And so people would go out, certain fur trappers. I'm going to give you a picture. This is kind of what a fur trapper would look like. And some of the famous ones that we know of here, I'm going to show you, are some of the ones that you guys should know, actually. Some of my 4th graders have heard of them before, but even my 3rd graders. Benjamin Bonneville. Bonneville was a fur trader and trapper that came into Utah. So was Jim Bridger. He is probably one of the most famous fur traders and trappers. Kit Carson, he came out, and Jedediah Smith. So my 4th graders have heard of those particular fur traders, but there were quite a few of them. They come out west and they would trap and the beavers and the otters for their fur to make hats. And I wanted to show you what an otter skin hat looks like. So here's an otter skin hat. It looks a little differently than the beaver skin because otters have a little bit longer fur. But we almost hunted these animals into extinction. Thankfully, in 1911, hunting beavers and otters was banned. We don't do that anymore because they are endangered. So I wanted to kind of give you some background on that story when you read that story, so you understand why these beavers and otters and animals like this were so endangered. So it's kind of interesting that we did that. Humans are kind of dumb sometimes. We hunt and hunt and hunt because we want money, and we don't think about the consequences of that. Okay, so let's talk about what the assignment actually is on your beavers here. So let's see, where is he? There he is. Here's our cute little beaver. All right, if you guys scroll down with me to the bottom here, there's some cool things about our beavers. I'm sorry, I'm making everybody sick. This is where you're going to find your activities. You need to watch the video, and then you need to write a problem and a solution that you found in the story. Okay, so I'm going to show you kind of what I want you to do with this particular assignment. And then the other one that you're going to do down here is about the tools, which you guys can read about and follow the instructions on there. You're going to give me a paragraph description on that one. So I'm going to kind of swing over here to where I have my whiteboard. So I'm sorry, I don't want to make anybody sick by swinging over here in my bedroom here. Okay, on here, on your paper, you should kind of divide your paper into two sides, a problem side and a solution side, okay? I want you guys to write one of the problems that you found in the story. So maybe the problem was that beavers were being hunted and there weren't any more otters. Sorry, otters were being hunted. So you would write, otters hunted, you know, very heavily. The solution was they banned hunting, okay? I want you guys to find me 5 problems and 5 solutions. So your problem and then the solution next to it, okay, on your paper. Make sure you're putting the date on the top of your paper, alrighty? And then you guys will be writing a paragraph about the tools that are used. Now, the other article that I assigned you guys was about cats and dogs, and you know how much I love my cats and dogs. My cats, actually, I just have cats. Unfortunately, I can't find one of them today. They're all hiding, probably exhausted because they stayed outside all night long because it's a nice weather. So sorry about that. But what you're going to be asked to write a letter, okay? And tell people about your favorite animal, whether it's a cat or a dog, and why. So remember, this is an opinion piece, persuasive. So remember, persuading somebody to do something is what you want them to convince them to do something. You're going to give them facts and details to try and convince them. You should do this. I like them because they're great. So these are opinions, guys. Remember, opinions give emotions. Okay? So when we are writing a letter, please always remember we begin with a salutation. We begin, dear so-and-so, dear blank, dear Mrs. Mahan, whatever you want to put, dear mom, dear dad, whatever. And we put a comma at the end, okay? So that's how a letter will start. Dear Mrs. Mahan. And then you're going to write what you want to write about your favorite animal and why, either a cat or a dog. Well, I can tell you that mine would be a cat, and I would put one of the best things about cats is they purr. I love cat purrs. They're my favorite things in the whole world. I don't like cat meows, especially at 2 o'clock in the morning, which is what my friend Daisy does every morning. But you're going to tell me, write me 2 paragraphs, okay, about why you would like this particular animal. If you like both of them, write both of them. If you just like one, write one, okay? But you have to write either about a cat or a dog and give me reasons why they are good pets. Now, at the end of a letter, you always put a goodbye part, okay? You're saying goodbye to somebody. So you're going to write your friend, and then you would put your name. And I'll put your friend, I'll put Mrs. Potter down here, okay? So we'll pretend like Mrs. Potter is writing this to me, alrighty? So you put your friend, Mrs. Potter, or your friend, and then you put your name because this is your letter. So we always start out a letter with a salutation, and we end it with a goodbye, something that says, I'm done with my letter, okay? So that's what you're going to be doing for your assignments today. Remember, we're doing a persuasive. That's where we're using opinions, where we use emotions. Tell me which animal is the best. If you would like to, I would love to see these. If you want to, you can get your mom to take a picture of your persuasive letter and send it to me, and I'll see if I can get a tally of how many people like dogs and how many people like cats. So, or if you just want to send me an email, say, Mrs. Mahan, I chose cats, or Mrs. Mahan, I chose dogs. I would love to hear from you guys. I am missing you guys so much. You have no idea. And so please go ahead and you can email me, and I will see if we can keep track and see who wins. Thank you guys for all participating and finding the answers to my riddles. I'm going to be seeing if I can do more of those riddles. Take care. Have a great Wednesday. See ya.